This month, it's Brad Wright from the Single Malt Whisky Club, and this month, for the first time in over a decade, 13 years maybe, the Single Malt Whisky Club skips over the ditch and into some Manuka smoked single malt whisky from New Zealand. And backing up that sensational whisky is a silver medal winner at this year's World Whiskies Awards, lightly peated and finished in a Russian stout cask. It's a bloody ripper. So, Thomson Whisky is one of New Zealand's most well-known distilleries, I guess. Their single malt whisky is as ubiquitous with New Zealand whisky drinkers as a bottle of lark is over here, say. Their Manuka smoke whisky made a huge splash when it was released in New Zealand in, I think, 2016. And they were soon winning medals in New Zealand and abroad, and at the big ones, sort of, namely San Francisco World Spirits Award in 2016 and the World Whiskies Awards again in 2019. So, New Zealand whisky lovers requested a bigger, bolder, ballsier version of their beloved Manuka smoke, and so Thomson listened and released a single cask strength version called Full Noise. And didn't the punters love it? We've heard such loud acclaim coming from over there that we had to get some over here so that we could try it ourselves. Now, this is a smoky whisky, but it's not peated. Instead, the malt is smoked with Manuka wood smoke. If you're unaware, the Manuka tree holds quite a special place in the hearts of New Zealanders. Manuka smoked meats are popular, and of course you would have heard of the world-famous Manuka honey. It's a tree loved for its fragrance and its medicinal qualities, and it's part of what makes this a quintessentially New Zealand whisky, alongside the New Zealand barley. For me, Manuka smoke presents as a much more herbal smoke on the nose, and more actually smoky overall, rather than the sort of mustiness peat adds to a whisky. This is the second release of the Full Noise. This one is a marriage of two ex-Jack Daniels casks, one 4 and one 5 years old, non-chill filtered, non-coloured, and bottled at a natural cask strength of 53.5 ABV. Right? They're not mucking around here. So here it is. Lovely, striking dark green bottle with a beautiful yet particularly hard to photograph label on it, I'll say. And the whiskey right here. So, not particularly dark colour, but typical of American casks, isn't it? So on the nose, there's like maple syrup, there's floral jasmine notes, and there's a zing of something new, something nearly cloves, but not quite. On the palate, delicious buttery mouthfeel. A tiny bit of charcuterie there, but a lovely nuttiness too. And then sort of a burnt caramel tone appears. There's a faint subtle smokiness here that's all new to me. Wow. And the finish. Oh. Yum, it's long and it's interesting. The sweetness of the palate sort of fades into very pleasant campfire smoke mingling with white pepper. There's certainly smoky notes here that are familiar, yet foreign somehow. It's got smoke, but it's certainly a smokiness that I haven't quite come across before. It's maybe much sweeter than peat, and without that mustiness that peat often presents as. It comes across more in the palate and the finish than it does in the nose. It's a new flavour for me, I've got to say, and it's delicious. It's yum. Now, our extra this month is from a distillery that needs no introduction to our members, the Chief's Son. This month, we are very lucky indeed to have acquired the last stock of their award-winning CXR5, or Cask Expression Release 5, or as they're calling it, the Sweet Kalash. This whiskey just took out silver at this year's World Whiskies Awards. So it's a marriage of their Chief's Son 900 Standard, which is their non-peated whiskies, and their Sweet Peat, obviously peated whiskies, both of them 5 years old. So they've taken from two casks, one of the 900 non-peated, one of the Sweet Peat peated. They've been married into an ex-Heavens Hill bourbon cask that had just previously matured a Hop Nation Brewing dark Russian stout, which was named the Kalash, hence the Sweet Kalash name for the whiskey. They left these honeymooning whiskies in the Sweet Kalash cask to finish for 12 months before bottling at 47.85. So here it is, and it's a rather pleasant, deep, natural hue. All natural, no colour added at Chief's Son. And here it is. On the nose, big, fat, fruity notes, with a touch of citrus feel, and a bit of vanilla there. There's barely any suggestion of peat here, though. On the palate, can't wait. It's a lovely oiliness. More big stewed fruit notes and more of those citrusy notes from the American oak. A faint musty note is the only part the peat plays in this bit. And finish is delicious. It's chewy. As you can see, it's satisfying, yeah. There's peat right there in the tail. It wafts around and it fades and then it returns once more as you chew it. There's other sweet notes as well. There's a bit of bubble gum in there too, I think I get. So, yum. So two fantastic, big and bold and warm whiskies to combat the perfect dramming weather we're coming into this month. The Full Noise, a cask strength Manuka smoked whopper of a whiskey, as kiwi as those little furry fruits, from Thomson's Whisky. And our extra, the CXR5, the Cask Expression Release 5, or Sweet Kalash from Chief's Son. Both of them fantastic, bold whiskies, both lightly smoky, but two different sources of smoke. An interesting experiment indeed. I'm Brad Wright. Until next month, kia ora. Hope I said that right. Cheers.